But see, I think those bubbles will stay. And if they do stay, that'd be really cool. Although it might be nice to get them popped. So I'll give those a little burst to let that black come through. Then everyone will be like, how did you get such good black behind it? Well, of course everyone's going to know because it's all on video, isn't it? It's like, oh, I just actually threw paint at the canvas. Nobody wants to hear that that's how you did it. But so some of these things, people would say there's no skill to this. And I mean, skill's a funny thing because, yeah, there's no technique to it. But what there is artistic feel, which unfortunately you can't really teach. So you kind of just have to be able to feel these things out. Oh, I like that. Give that a good scrape through. And just get that nice kind of texturedness to it. And it's one of the reasons I like using cheap paint, because I think, I don't know, maybe I'm weird, or maybe I'm cheap or whatever, but I find sometimes if I'm using really expensive good paint, which I sometimes use for finishing pieces, especially rules pieces, but I find sometimes it's like if you have a really expensive coat or hat, you only wear it at nice occasions. You don't just throw it around because it's expensive. You don't want to damage it. You know, if you have a really nice guitar, sometimes it's hard to play it enough because, you know, you don't want to damage this beautiful instrument that you have. Oh, it's nice, isn't it? Look, I'm getting some black in there. Let's get some of that black showing. So just pick up some of that black. So we'll scrape down and then go back over and get some of that black mixed in. And I think, now I just gotta give it a sec. Let me look at it. It's not done yet, but I might need to let it sit for a while now. So it might need, you know, sometimes you need to just let these have space after you've done things like this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let that sit. So I'll probably let that dry. It'll take about 2 days to dry. And then we'll come back to it. It might be done. I don't think it is. It might have some figures pop up here. I might do some colors there. I'm not sure. Feels like it's missing something though. Right. It does feel like it's missing something. No, it's not color. Actually, you know what it's missing? So I keep stuff around the studio that's not always art supplies. I guess I'd say it like that. You know, acrylic dries fast, so you always have to clean your tools or else you end up throwing away tools. I have a friend who paints and he never cleans his tools, he always just buys new ones as they get crusty. I find that really wasteful. I try to avoid being as wasteful as possible in my art in general. It's not always possible, sometimes you have to be wasteful, but sometimes you need other things on your canvas besides what would necessarily be considered art supplies. So these are, these I bought. Actually, these I found in a bin, and they are microscope slides. So little glass slides, very delicate actually, very sharp as well. And I think what we're gonna do with them is just lay one on each of the orange spots in different angles. And they're glass, so they're quite delicate. So it's gonna make unfortunately, it's gonna make the piece ridiculously delicate and hard to transport. But that feels about right. So that's going to be at the third angle. And we'll just let those dry on there. Oh, that feels much better. What a pain in the ass that piece is going to be. It's fun to make pieces that you know are going to be a pain in the ass to store though, because it's almost rebellious in its own right to make a piece that's like impossible to transport safely. I have a few like that are three-dimensional, and it's kind of its own form of rebellion to make it so difficult to transport and store. So I'm going to let that dry. There might be more to it. Well, that gives me these 3 little platforms to then do stuff on as well, or build something off. That's a piece of wood as well, so I can actually screw things into that. So that's actually good to know. I'm not going to do that right now with a bunch of wet paint because that would just be super messy. But at some point there might be some door locks or hinges going onto this thing. We'll see. Anyway, cool. Thank you.